Welcome back. Stassa23 here, back again with some knife therapy, and today we're going to go through my top 10 EDC fixed blades. We did this earlier in the year, but I don't know if any of these are the same. I've got a lot of new ones and a lot of awesome ones. So these are in no particular order. I may give you a top 10, a top 3 at the end, just depends. First up, coming from White River Knives, we have the M1 Backpacker. If you didn't see my testing and review of this one, you definitely need to go check it out. This thing performed outstanding. It's nice and thin, super slicey, S35 VN steel, made in the great US of A. Beautiful stonewash finish on there. And at first I was thinking about making myself some scales. You can buy it with scales for a little bit more money. This particular variant without the scales costs $95. Ergos are excellent, and I think I just like it with the cord wrap. It's comfortable enough for the little I'll pull this out and make a quick cut, and then it goes right back in the sheath. Awesome fixed blade. Can't recommend this one enough. One of my favorites in the collection to use. That is the White River Knives M1 Backpacker. Excellent sheath too. All right, next up, coming from RMJ Tactical, we have the Jackdaw. I picked this up at Blade Show this year, and I'll tell you what, in the case, I was like, it looks kind of weird, but man, in hand, this thing is an ergonomic dream. The Jackdaw has Nitro V steel, comes in at $200, and it is just very. If you know anything about RMJ Tactical, they make high quality products. They're USA made. And you can tell they're CNC. You can see the machining lines on there. I don't know if you can see that from the smudge, but you can kind of see that. Probably should have cleaned these off first. That upswept right there, and the thickness in the scales, they're contoured, they got some texture on them, they're pinned on G10 scales. This is a Cerakote they have over it, and you can see he also put some jumps up here in the front, and I love that. I can do the pinch grip like that, and just do some pull, like drag cutting. Absolutely love this one. $200. I know that's not cheap by any means, but it's a high quality product with a good steel. And it also came with this Kydex sheath. This is the only thing that I don't love about the Jackdaw is it has this like friction. I don't know how to explain it. It's not that positive click. You gotta you can see these two little corners right there. They just drag over the blade. You just got to shove it in there, and then those two little points come around. So it's not like your regular positive click that you have from some Kydex sheaths. But I've been carrying this one, appendix carry. That's my favorite way. It stays out of the way. It's small enough. And something else that I probably should have said in the beginning, most of my EDC fixed blades, I try to keep them under 7 inches. And that's just what works best for me. If you want an alternative to the Jackdaw, maybe a cheaper alternative, I would say go with the Artisan Sea Snake. Excellent budget blade right here. You can get the Sea Snake for I think like $50. That powdered steel, the AR PM9 powdered steel, nice thinly ground blade. You got that nice point for piercing, and just another extremely comfortable one. You got you got rounded edges on this thing. Awesome knife right here, and a good alternative to the Jackdaw, a budget alternative. All right, next up's coming from BRADFORD Knives. It is the Guardian 3. Also did my review and testing of this knife as well. It did absolutely amazing. This particular Guardian 3 is in CPM 3V. It's one of my favorite tougher steels. That's what, whenever I know I might need a fixed blade that I can do some tougher tasks with, maybe some light prying if I have to, maybe doing a little bit of batoning, something like that. This is the one I go for. 3V, super tough stuff. This is also made in the USA. I love that finish. You can get their knives in so many different finishes and scale choices and stuff like that. This one's in G10. This is their 3D G10. It's contoured. It has a nice swell right here. It's super ergonomic. And I love the fact that you get such a long blade packed into a small fixed blade. Awesome knife right here. The only thing that that I didn't love out of box were these corners right here. I took some fine sandpaper and knocked them off, the two points right here, because whenever you squeeze down there, you really start to feel it after a while. And the Guardian 3 and CPM 3V is $179. Comes with a leather friction sheath that is nice and snug. I just dropped this down in the pocket. It stays there nicely. You could also carry it horizontally as well. That is a Bradford Guardian 3. Next up is coming from Tops. It is the Tops 3-pointer. You can get it in this version, or you can get it with skeleton eyes without any scales. But with these micarta scales, it comes in at $95, I think. No, $93. $10.95 steel with their powder coating on there. This is a smaller one, but the way this handle's set up, where it like flares out right there, nice and comfortable. You got a nice deep belly, so this is more of something that I would take in the woods, maybe to do a little field dressing out in the woods because of that deep belly right there. It's going to be good to, do those slicing type motion. And it's a decent slicer. You got almost a full flat grind. It comes all the way up to right here. And it's got a nice little sharpening choil. The micarta is nice, comfortable in hand. My only complaint was this jimping right here. It's pretty uncomfortable, but I can easily overshoot it like this and not have to worry about it. That is Tops Knives 3-pointer. Comes with a nice Kydex sheath with a nice positive click in it. Very nice. They have a little push off right there. And I've been carrying this one with this Mermit titanium clip. Awesome little setup. Next up is another White River Knives, and that is the Sendero. I picked this one up at Blade Show as well this year, and I'll tell you what, I absolutely I like this one just a little bit more than the backpack, the M1 backpacker. This one's also an S35 VN steel. This is a Jerry Fisk design. It's got very nice contoured micarta scales that have a little swell here in the back. Super comfortable, locks me in. These 3 fingers go right here, and this comes out, flares out right there, so it's easier to hold on to. This finger wraps around right here. And I think why I love this one so much is the fact that you have this super thin blade stock. And this is my go-to when I need a good slicer. This thing slices like nobody's business. I mean, super thin behind the edge. Very, very thin. Awesome, awesome slicer. So this one is definitely the best slicer out of the bunch as far as thinness goes and stuff like that. Very, very awesome fixed blade. I love that jimping. It's nice and fine. It's only there when I need it. And the Sendero comes in at $220. You also get a Kydex sheath, but this is the only thing I don't love about the knife. This Kydex sheath is just It just doesn't have a good retention to it, at least mine doesn't. And it's got a lot of wiggle to it. I know they make some aftermarket ones. I probably ought to just bite the bullet and get one. But I love the knife, and another awesome USA made blade. Next up, coming from Hinderer Knives, is the FLASHPOINT. This is one of the smaller knives that I have up in this list right here. FLASHPOINT is just awesome. It comes in at $250. Definitely not cheap, but if you've ever owned a Hinderer, you know nothing they make is cheap, but it is high quality. This one is like a 3.5 finger grip for me, but the reason I like this one so much because it's easy to carry in front of my belt, like in the front part of me right there, horizontally, and I don't even notice it's there. Sometimes I'll drop it in the pocket. This one's in 20 CV steel. I got it with the black coating on there. It's holding up pretty well. I don't think it's worn down yet to the steel anywhere. It's starting to kind of wear off on the top, but also comes with a nice Kydex sheath, a nice drainage hole right there. Nice positive click to it. No wiggle whatsoever. And I have one of these clips from Real Steel. They work well when you want to clip it to the side of the pocket. That's the last way I carried this one. This is Hinderer Knives FLASHPOINT. And if you want a alternative to that, a budget-friendly alternative, I would say go with the FERRUM Forged LACKEY. You can get the LACKEY for $65. It's about the same size, D2 steel, good slicer, good jimping as well on here. The only thing about the LACKEY for me is the handle is just, I don't know, it's a little too thin, because if they would have made it a little thicker, then the 3.5 finger grip would have been fine for me. But being that it's thin, it's just a little bit harder for me to hold on to. But a good budget alternative to the Hinderer Knives FLASHPOINT. Next up is the PROTECH SBR fixed blade in S35VN steel. Definitely one of my favorite looking EDC fixed blades. It's comfortable as well. You have contoured G10 scales. This is a design collaboration with Les George. Now, I don't know if you can still get these anymore. I know they did a limited batch. I don't know if they're doing more. This one is number 35. This one, I also did my testing and review of this one as well. This comes in at $225. Another one that's not cheap, of course, but PROTECH makes quality stuff, and it came with this awesome Chattanooga Leatherworks friction sheath. I just dropped this down in the pocket, and the sheath was super tight when I got it. Now it goes in without problem. But being that these are a little pricey and can be hard to get, I found a budget alternative for you, which would be the Benchmade Hidden Canyon Hunter. This is the S30V one, and you get this one for, what is it, $136, so almost half the price. And it also comes with a leather sheath. Mine needs to be oiled up, but fits good in there. Nice fit, a nice alternative to the PROTECH SBR. The next three are a little difficult to get, and I tried to have alternatives to them, but this next one I couldn't really find one, and that is the Creely Blades Mako. This one is in CPM MAGNACUT. If you hadn't seen my review and testing of this one, definitely go check this one out. You can get some Creely blade Makos from time to time in different steels, and I'm sure he'll have more Makos. He did a pre-order recently, but the way this handle is right here, it is absolutely like butter, comfortable as can be. And on his site, you can get one of his CPM MAGNACUT full flat grind. I forgot what he calls it, his performance ground or whatever, for $269. He does excellent work, and the heat treats are on point. And like I said, super comfortable. Mine's in a Scandi grind, but I'll tell you, it still does all my EDC chores really nicely. And I still have only been stropping it up. I love the stuff. And I also got the leather sheath with it, with the utility clip on it. So I just put it all the way in there, clip it to the side of my shorts inside the pocket, and there she goes. That is a Creely Blades Mako and CPM MAGNACUT. Next up is a custom fixed blade from VL Knives. It is the Ore. Picked this one up at Blade Show, and I absolutely love this one. It's an awesome size. It's a small one. This one is in CPM M4 and is wearing my edge. I just touched up the edge I think 2 days ago, and it's Rockwell to 64 to 65. That's what drew me to this. Like the nice thick micarta scales. Being it's a small handle, those scales really fill out my hand. I wear a medium-sized glove, and I can get a 4-finger grip on here, and I can easily manipulate that tip like this. Nice drop point, slices well, holds an excellent edge. Awesome little fixed blade. And it comes, it came with a Codex, but I carry it mainly in this Oak City Leather Supply slip sheath because it has this clip on it, and I just clip it to inside the pocket, and it fits just nicely. And I got a budget alternative for this one if you don't want to spend the money for this one. I don't know how much this one costs. He watches the video sometimes, so check him out down in the description. But an alternative to this one would be the LT Wright Patriot. It's a little bit smaller, but it's an excellent little fixed blade. LT Wright makes quality knives. This one's an A2 steel. I forgot the name of the wood, and it was, I think, $85. Full flat grind with a convex bevel on it. Nice and comfortable. This one I get a 3 1/4 grip on there, but very comfortable. You can do all the same pinch grips, and it's got like that same profile in the front. Awesome fixed blades. Last but certainly not least, we have the SP Knives Sasquatch. This is also a custom fixed blade made by Alex Steingraber. He makes some awesome stuff and does an excellent job on his heat treats. Like I said, M4 steel, high Rockwell on here. Nice full flat grind. This thing slices like nobody's business, and I love the fact that he gave me a nice full size, thick handle scale on here. Very comfortable in hand. He makes sure to soften all the edges. He tumbles them in a tumbler. Nice micarta scales that are bolted on there. And I'll tell you what, you can tell the quality of the heat treat on here, because whenever I sharpen this thing up, that right there I think is a 15-degree bevel. And when I sharpened it up, it was so easy. It deburred very, very nicely. And I forgot how nice it is to sharpen, something that was heat treated. Being that he's heat treating these with small batch, he can spend more time on them. But I know not everybody can afford, custom fixed blades. So a good alternative to this one as far as, size and the handle feel would be the SE Azula. Don't mind mine. I did a regrind on mine, but it has that same feel in hand as the SE Azula. You can see they have about that same handle area going on, and they both have those thick scales, so it really feels out the hand. The Sasquatch is a little bit thicker, and of course this one's a much better performer. But the Azula you can get for $72. This one was $200 and something. So there you go. That was my EDC fixed blades. Let me know what if you carry an EDC fixed blade and what you like to carry. I would love to know. And let me know which one was your favorite out of my group. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. I hope everybody's having an absolute wonderful day. I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.